earlier.
Welcome, everyone. We are on a series called the Kleshas, and the Kleshas are considered the mental afflictions that are the root cause of human suffering. And they're listed in the text of the Yoga Sutras in the 2nd chapter. We talked about the first one, which is avidya, ignorance, and illusion, whatever blocks us from seeing the true state of the self or reality. We talked about the second one, ego, which can be inflated or deflated and can make us feel better than or less than, which can create suffering. And then we talked last week about attachments and how attachments can create suffering. The attachments we have with our children, the attachments we have with our parents, the attachments we have with things, places, situations, even trauma. And this week, we're moving into something called aversions. And aversions are what we try to avoid that we think will cause suffering. So if you consider that, the yogis say, well, if life is suffering anyway, and part of our human experience is to experience suffering, then why try to avoid it? It's going to happen. So the point is, when we go through that suffering, when we go through our trials, our challenging times, it does create potential for growth. It can open up potential for new opportunities, and there can be life lessons that we have to learn through that. So aversions are also things that we tend to project from the past onto the present when it really maybe shouldn't even apply. I gave a couple examples in the last class, and I'll share the same examples with you guys. When I took over half many years ago, there were just a couple of us teachers, and I started bringing in more and more teachers, right? And the students that were already a part of the group were very welcoming to the new teachers and the new styles. But then one teacher came along, and then everybody let me know they did not like this teacher. And I understood why when I actually took a class from her, because she had her eyes closed the entire time. She never once looked out at anyone. She wasn't very personable. And it was like she was in circle delay, and she was doing all this fancy stuff and not really instructing on how to do it. So I let her go. But moved forward a number of years when we moved into the new space, there was a collection of more teachers. I can't remember how many we had, probably 12 or 13 at that point. And we all were a little bit different, based on our own training and experience and personalities. And there were times where, as the owner, I would have to show up to teach a class at the last minute, because either the teacher would call in sick at the last minute or the sub had forgotten, and I would get a call from the person at the karma desk saying there's not a teacher here. And if I was available, if I was close by, I'd say I'm there. I even showed up to teach in a dress one time and jeans one time. And there were a couple instances where a student that I didn't know, who had never taken from me personally, walked out. They didn't even want to try my class. And they had never even experienced what I had to offer. And, at first I got my feelings hurt. And then when it happened again and again, I was like, okay, whatever. They're just attached, right? They were attached to the other teacher. It wasn't really anything against me. They were just disappointed because they wanted who they wanted, and they weren't ready to receive what I had to give. So that was an aversion, right? Because of their attachment to one teacher, they averted away from me. So that's one example. Another example is, a lot of you know my history. My high school sweetheart was a musician. That's how I landed in Nashville, because we were living in North Carolina. We wanted to, and so we landed in Nashville. He ended up leaving the marriage, and I swore I would never be with another musician, right? And then lo and behold, the next person that came along was my child's father, who was also a musician. And we were only together a couple years. And there was a lot of drama on our departure from each other because we had a child and because we had to dissolve a marriage and we had moved to a new area. There was a lot of stuff. And this suffering, this karmic turmoil that we had with each other lasted a long time. I was single for 10 years. And as a single mom and as an entrepreneur, not having the opportunity to date or to go out and meet people. So I got on Match one time for like 2 weeks. It was too overwhelming for me and it was too weird for me to meet online, but I met a couple people. It never went anywhere, but I specifically looked for people who weren't musicians. And when I would go out with them, I would find out, guess what? They were a musician on the side. I was trying to avert away from that because of my past experience. I would do moon rituals, I would do prayers, I would do meditations on trying to call my partner in. I worked a lot on self-love and self-worth because I didn't want to fall into the same pattern that I had found myself in over and over again. And basically, there came a time a few years ago where someone that I was friends with and my partner that I'm with now is a musician. And I had to sit with that and go, okay, am I going to get involved with another musician? And I had to really look at him and his life and his personality and kind of cross compare with the past guys in their life and what they're capable of in their personalities to have understanding of he's not them. And he's a hard worker. And he's not the musician that sleeps till 1 o'clock in the afternoon. He's up by 5:36 a.m. and he's going all day. He hustles. He's dependable. He's trustworthy. And so I had to let go of that aversion of steering away from musicians to give him a chance. And so far, so good. It's working out really well. In fact, it's worked out so well, that's really the reason I'm still here today in this town. Because last year, when my whole life crumbled in front of me, if I hadn't been partnered with him, if I hadn't had somewhere to go, I would have been on the streets or living out of my car or heading back to North Carolina or putting a post on Facebook going, can anybody take in a single mom and a child? So do you see how if I had averted away from that, where that would have gotten me? It probably would have created more suffering than what I went through last year. So this is the lesson of aversions. Please try not to project your past experiences into the present moment, because you may have already overcome some things, they may have already overcome some things, and then that is the path. That is the direction we should take. So that's just a couple examples of aversions and how aversions can cause the suffering. So let's go ahead and put this into practice. We're going to start on our backs. If you have the 2 blocks available, you can set them at the front side of your mat because we'll eventually get there. And if you come down to a corpse position, have your hands resting on your belly. Check in with your back though. If your back's not happy with your legs extended, it's okay to bend your knees. Close the eyes. And the first thing I want you to tune into is your back body. Feel the weight of your head sinking into your mat. Feeling and be grateful of the support of the earth beneath you. Feel the space or the curve between your neck and the flooring. And then continue to scan and notice the points of the shoulder blades pressing lightly into the floor. Pay attention to the degree that you notice if one side or the other is a little heavier. It may feel even for you, but for me, I can feel it more on the left side. This can show us our present alignment. And this can also tell us a lot about our habits. Do the same thing as you come into your back ribs, a little lower than the shoulder blades. There may be a little curve or indentation at your low back. But then notice as you spread out through the sacrum. And you may notice you're leaning more to the right or left, a little heavier to one side or the other. And bring this same idea and perception down through the backside of the legs. Even noticing the weight underneath the heels of your feet. Now that you've been grounding into your body, start to center with your breath. Allowing yourself to receive the breath as you inhale and releasing the breath on the exhale. Feel the belly ballooning up on the in-breath and dropping in on the out-breath. Return to your back body and notice as you increase the inhalation how there's more weight in your mid-back and less on the out-breath. Showing that you're not just ballooning in the front side of your body, but you're also ballooning in the back side of your body. Now that you've been centering with your breath, we're going to begin some mindful movements. Now go ahead and start to draw the feet closer together, lining the legs up side by side, and then slide your left foot back in your direction so the left knee is bent. On your inhalation, take the arms overhead. And as you exhale, hug the right knee into your chest. Okay, this is going to be simple, gentle movement. Inhale, arms overhead, right leg extends. That leg can even hover if you prefer. And then exhale, drawing the knee towards the belly and chest. Continue this flow of movement, creating that synchronization between movement and breath. Because that will help to inspire and create the state of yoga, what we came here for. So this type of movement is from the Vinyasa style. We used to bring Chase, who is the kind of leader or guru of that movement. And this is who Holly recently trained with during the pandemic. So if you have an opportunity to come to her slow flow practice, this is the type of flow you'll be doing. Now we're going to be doing an eclectic blend today. So after your next drawing in of the right knee, you can go ahead and set the right foot down to the ground. Slide your left leg out before you. Bring your arms beside your hips. When you're ready, inhale, circle the arms overhead. Exhale, draw the left knee in towards your belly and chest. Inhale, extending the arms and the left leg. Staying on this one singular side. Exhale, drawing into self. Continue this repetition. And feel free to use that ujjayi breath since it is a flow. And that's the audible sounding breath that creates the soothing sound. The breath that I like to call the song of the soul. After that last one, hug the knee in for a brief moment. Half apanasana. And then lower that foot back to the ground. All right, we're going to cross the right ankle over the left knee. We're going to pick up the left foot and thread the hands behind the left thigh. Pausing here and eye of the needle, what some teachers call figure 4. Flexing the feet. Now on your in breath, you're going to point the left toes and fly the leg skyward. As you exhale, you reflex the ankle and draw the left thigh in a little nearer. Inhale, releasing the grip slightly to extend the left leg, pointing the toe. Exhale, bending the knee, flexing the ankle, and hugging it in. This is our knee repetition. Keep this going. One action on the inhale and a separate action on the exhale. Do one more. And then hold. And as you're holding, notice if you're leaning to one side. And try to create equilibrium so that you're not leaning left or right. Even though you're going to feel a little bit more pressure on the left side of your low back. One last deep breath. And exhale, returning both feet back down. We'll take that to the other side. So cross the left ankle over the right knee. Pick up the right foot. And by the way, if your hands can't reach behind your thigh, you can still do the same action without the grip of your arms. But if you can, tie the hands behind your thigh. Eye of the needle. Inhale, lift the right foot, point the toes. Exhale, flex the ankle and maybe hug it in. And this is your new repetitious flow. Let one breath roll right into the next. The more you learn to master your breath, the more you increase your oxygen intake, the slower the breath will be, and the slower the movement to match. Now hold the hip stretch. Let's help to clear it out. Trying to clear any clutter or debris from that left side. Good. Exhale, release your hold. Land the feet, but separate them as wide as your sticky mat. Open your arms, fanning them nice and wide. And then as you exhale, lower the knees to the left. This is the windshield wiper twist. Inhale, the knees will come back to the top. And as you exhale, the knees will flop to the right. Nice, slow, gentle movement. Allow the initiation of each portion of the breath to initiate the start of the movement. And allow the end point to conclude the movement. One breath rolling right into the next. So there's not too much of a pause. Now, the next time you teeter the knees off to the right, when you inhale, bring the knees back up to the top. You're gonna clasp a hold of your legs and hug them in. And the knees are touching for the full wind release pose. And then affirming in your mind, I reduce all my scattered forces to rise up and away into the sky. On your next inhalation, your arms are going to circle overhead. Your legs are going to fly up towards the ceiling, waterfall. And then exhale, hug the knees back into the chest. And this is our new flow of movement. Inhale, arms fan out. Legs lift up, and if you want more activation in your muscles, spread the toes and let the muscles hug close to the bone. That action will be performed, if you prefer, when the legs are extended, and more relaxed when you hug in. Keep this rolling. Notice if you're just being mechanical. And if you are, remember that the breath really and truly brings the magic into the practice. That's what helps to gear us to the state of yoga. Last one. And then surrender the feet back down to the ground. The arms are going to be beside our body, palms facing downward. And as we inhale, keep the arms down, tuck thighs, hips, abdomen, and chest into a simple Setu Bandhasana bridge. As you exhale, roll it down. As you inhale, swim the arms overhead, fly the feet skyward. Exhale, arms beside you, feet land to the mat. Okay, different flow. Inhale, rising into bridge, Sattu Bandhasana, fire it into your feet, hamstrings and glutes and low back. Exhale, roll it back down to the sacrum. Inhale, legs fly up, arms circle overhead. Exhale, arms come back down with the feet. Inhale, Sattu Bandhasana, bridge. Keep the thighs, knees narrow, chest lifting towards the chin. Exhale, roll it back down one vertebra at a time. Inhale, arms circle overhead, feet fly up. Exhale, arms beside you, feet plant down. Let's do 2 more of these. Move with your own breath. Last one. Now roll to one side of your body once you conclude that particular flow and rise up to take a seat. When you come up to take a seat, have your hands resting alongside your body. Lift your right arm skyward and exhale, curve to one side. Inhale, come to the top. Exhale, release the hand down. Good. Inhale, left arm reaches up. Exhale, lean. Right? Yeah, thank you. I'm trying to mirror you. Inhale up and exhale down. Good. Inhale, right arm. Exhale, curve left. Inhale up. Every time I go blank, I catch eyes with one person, depending on whoever that is, to clue me back in. So thank you, Beth. Let's do 1 more to each side. I'm going through menopause. I have those moments, right, of fogginess. Like, what was I just doing or saying? Good. Now rest your palms open on your lap. Feel that energy awakened in your side body. Let it be dispersed. Let it become absorbed. Affirming mentally within, strength and courage. Feel up my body cells. Strength and courage. Fill up my body cells. Place your hands to prayer position at your heart. We're going to do circle of joy before we come to stand. Inhale, lace your fingers together. Exhale, extend your arms out in front. Inhale, lift the arms overhead. Good. Exhale, circle the arms around behind your back. Lace your hands. Inhale, crank the shoulders back. Open up the chest and throat. Exhale, hinge over. Inhale, rising up to the top. Exhale, hands return to the heart. All right, we're going to do that 2 more times. Inhale, lace the hands. Exhale, extend your arms in front. Lift the arms overhead. Sweep them behind your back. Inhale, open up the heart. Exhale, hinge from the hips. Inhale, rise back up. Exhale, Anjali Mudra. 1 more of those. Inhale, lace the hands. See if you can do it with the eyes closed this time. Exhale, palms reach forward. Inhale, elevate the arms. Exhale, take them behind your back. Inhale, reclasp, reawaken the arms. Exhale, fold. Inhale up. Exhale, hands down. Bring up to stand. So when you come to stand at the top of the mat, root down through your feet. Stack your leg bones, stack your joints, zip up through the midriff. And so this action is something that we would typically do when we're more in active yoga. Then yoga doesn't apply this principle, but I want you to be in a muscular stance, with the crown of the head on the rise, hands to prayer position at the heart. If you need to do it the Vinny Yoga way, that's okay. Inhale, let the arms circle wide to frame the face. Exhale, swan dive down over straight structured legs, Uttanasana. Again, keep it structured if you want more action. Your knees can soften if you need that Vinny Yoga style. Inhale, slide your hands up your leg bones, lengthen out to the crown of the head. Exhale, pour that down. Feel free to use that Ujjayi breath. Inhale, come all the way up to Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, join the hands together to prayer. Okay, we're going to continue this new flow of movement. Inhale, arms sweep. Exhale, dive in. Uttanasana. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, bow out. Inhale to the top. Exhale, hands to the heart. We'll do one more. Inhale up. Exhale, fold. Belly hugging in to protect the low back. Inhale, halfway up. Shoulders back from the ears, heart shines ahead. Exhale, let go. Now pause. Now in the holding of this pose, be at liberty to be active or passive, but I do want your arms to be loosely descending away from your back. A nice bend in the elbows. And if the hands touch down, try flipping the hands upside down so that you're not blocking or impeding the lengthening of your back. Affirming here, nothing and no one on this earth can hold down or back, not even the aversions. The things we try to steer away from. On your next inhalation, step your right leg back. And as you exhale, descend the back knee. If you need blocks under your hands, please bring them into the equation. Inhale, we're lifting the back knee. And as we exhale, we bring the knee to tap down. Okay, we're just going to do that 3 more times. Inhale, lifting up. And again, please use blocks if you feel that necessity. Inhale, lifting to that higher lunge. And exhale, dropping into the low lunge. All right, now re-lift the back knee, plant the back foot to the floor, bring the arms up to warrior 2. Keep the front knee lunging stacked over the ankle, the hips splayed nice and apart, arms splaying out shoulder height. Now inhale, flip your left hand. Take it into the side or reverse warrior. And exhale to warrior 2. Inhale, reversing the warrior. Exhale, warrior 2. One more. Inhale, open up the side body, maybe gazing up. And exhale, warrior 2. Pause here, gaze down the front fingertips. And then push down through the left foot to straighten out the leg. Good, bring the hands to your hips. Now with your hands here at the hips, or this is actually more the waist, slide your left hand to that hip crease at the upper thigh. This is the teacup version of Trikonasana. You're gonna push the hand into that crease of the hip and then lean out over the front leg. Good, inhale, we're lifting back to the top. And then exhale, teacup variation of triangle. Keep the feet heavily grounded, legs engaged. Inhale, build up. Exhale, last round. Hold triangle, but this time slide your left hand down the leg and reach the right arm skyward. Fan the fingers wide on the top hand. Exhale, bring the right arm down towards the front leg and gaze down. Inhale, follow your hand as you slowly extend it up. And if that causes any dizziness, keep the neck neutral. So you don't have to follow your gaze with your hand. We're just fanning the arm up and down. This time when you bring the right hand down, lunge the right knee, spin away from the back heel. When you're ready, step the back foot to the front. Step your left foot back. And then we're going to start off in the lunge. And to exhale, spill the knee to tap to the floor. Good, inhale, pull up, get up. Exhale, surrender it down. It's going to be a nice stretch for the foot as well. Good, continue. And again, if you need blocks, let them be a useful tool. All right, this time when we lift up to that lunge, we're going to plant the back foot to the ground. Find your sturdiness, your steadiness. And then build up to warrior two. Build up to the crown of your head, flip your right hand, take the reverse warrior, and then bring it back to Virabhadrasana 2. Inhale to the side of reverse warrior. Exhale, warrior 2. Last one. Pause here. I want you to feel a little burn. And then push through the right foot straight. Hands to the waist. And then slip that right hand down into that upper thigh. When you're ready, lean out over the front leg, teacup Trikonasana. Inhale, rise to the top. Continue, take your time. The firm foundation is key to maintain your balance, steadiness, and ease. The next time you pour over, slide your right hand down your shin, lift your left arm skyward. And then on your next exhale, fan your left hand down towards the front leg. Inhale, open back, up, triangle. Exhale, lower the left hand down. Just a couple more. If turning the head throws you off, keep it stable. The next time you bring the hand down, lunge the knee, spin away from the back heel, lose the blocks. Plant the palms, step it to your plank. So from your plank position, fan out your fingers, stack your arm bones, your wrist, elbows, shoulders, the joints, and then exhale, press back. Downward facing dog. Look at the angle of the feet. Are they lined up with just a few inches in between the big toes? Now let's inhale, shift forward, plank, building some strength. Exhale, draw the navel in. Power back to downward facing dog, creating this inversion. Continue the slow movement. Inhale, shoulders restack over wrist. Exhale, creating that inverted V shape with your forearm. 2 more. And last one. Pausing in your downward facing dog, shooting the hips up and back away from your hands. Chest drawing back towards your thighs. Thighs drawing back towards the wall behind you. And on your next out breath, let's surrender the knees to the floor. Untuck the toes and pull back into extended child's pose. Take your hands behind your back and take a hold of your right wrist. Turn to your right temple, so you're looking off to your left side. New flow of movement. Inhale, you're coming up to standing Vajrasana, lifting the arms to frame the face. As you exhale, you take a hold of your left wrist at your sacrum. Child's and down to your left temple. Inhale, standing Vajrasana, arms elevate up. Exhale, hold the right wrist, turn to your right cheek. Continue. Control the breath and just let the movement follow. Please go at your own pace. We all have a different capacity with our lungs. This time when you inhale, come up. Hold it here. And then bring your hands down to tabletop position. But once you bring yourself to tabletop, you're gonna rock the hips forward and you're gonna lower down to the belly. Down to your brow. Your hands may be farther back than they need to be, because mine are. So take them right underneath the head of the shoulder bones. Lengthen your leg bones back behind you, glue the tops of the feet to the floor, loop the shoulders up and roll them back away from your ears. Inhale, you're lifting your head, chest, and both hands, baby cobra. And then exhale, coming back to the brow. Continue, inhale, lift. Baby cobra, look out with your eyes before descending back down. 3 more. Two more. One more. Now, coming face down, send your hands back alongside you. Inhale, you're lifting both legs and feet, half locust. Exhale, send them back to the mat. Inhale, lifting both legs and feet. Exhale, surrender back down. 3 more. I know this one's more challenging. Now 2 more. Last one. Now, keep the legs lifted on the last one. Lift your head and chest with it. Take your arms out in front. And then exhale, surrender down. Hands below the shoulders. Push back up to tabletop position. Step your hands back so they're right underneath your shoulders. Draw the navel in and round the back to cat stretch. Exhale back to extended child's pose. Inhale, belly scoots in, cat stretch. Exhale, lengthen back to child's. This is our new flow. 3 more. And more. One more. This time, circle the arms beside you, hands resting beside your feet. Breathe into your low back. Calm the restless heart. And slow down. Do this by taking command over your breath. Affirming as you hold. I release now from all outer involvements into my own inner haven of peace. We're going to extend the arms out in front of us. We're going to rock up to hands and knees. We're going to separate the feet, because sometimes the feet join together in that child's pose. So make them more parallel. Draw the belly in and extend back through your right leg. Flex the foot. Have the toes pointed down. Have your arms strong like columns. And push down through your left shin and ankle. If you want to balance and breathe here, extend your left arm ahead. Gaze down for better balance so there's nothing to distract you. Exhale, return to table. All right, other side. Inhale, first extend your left leg, flex through the ankle. Feel as though you're about to apply the foot to the back wall. Belly draws in. Right arm extends out. And breathe. Rooting down the right foot and shin for more stability. And exhale, release. All right, send your right leg off to the right side. We're almost ready for relaxation. Like the time is like slipping away. Ground your left side and sweep the right arm skyward. See if you can gaze up. Continue to root strongly through the left hand, through the left shin. Rotation. Purify your lungs. Exhale, bring the right hand down. When you bring the right hand down, square off the hips. And then slowly press back. Bending back towards your left heel. Stretching out through the right leg. Inhale, return, shoulders over hands, and lower the right knee. Good, inhale, extend your left leg, plant the foot, stargazer, twist open to your left side, root down heavy through your right side, breathe. Exhale, bring the left hand down. Square the hips to the left hip, maybe a little higher. And then gently press back, just like we did earlier on the previous side. Inhale, rock up. Exhale, lower the left knee down. We're going to come to sit, just to set up for Shavasana. We're going to bring, is that time really bright? It's really bright. It's great. We're going to stack the blocks and the bolster on top. For stone. Lifting the legs up so that we can be a little bit more flat on the low back. Your hands can take residence on the top of your belly, or you may prefer having the arms out. Hands on the belly is a little bit more grounding. Feels a little less vulnerable. And also a little bit more inward. So the time has actually gotten away in both of my classes this morning. I was planning on ending with a Tibetan Buddhist meditation called Tonglen. So I will save that for Wednesday. It actually will be good Wednesday because Wednesday is closer to the new moon. I'm going to play just a little sound meditation for you. What I really want you to do for the final part of this practice is to just follow the in and the outflow of your breath. Feeling the expansion and the contraction, the replenishing and the release. Receive and then give back. And honoring this ebb and flow. Our mindfulness now mixes in with the sound and music. Return home to your breath and make it more lively. Let that lively breath begin to inspire you to create some gentle movement in the extremities. Possibly hugging your knees into your chest. Feel free to sway gently side to side across your back. Landing to your favorite before coming up to sit. Bringing your hands to prayer position at your heart. Let's take a deep breath in. Slow breath out. We'll conclude this practice with an om on the next out breath. So take a deep breath in. Thank you.
Thanks, you guys.